Welcome to the Fitness Business Marketing Show, sponsored and created by Marketing for Gyms and Personal Trainers, one of the leading and most respected marketing companies in the fitness industry today. Hi, I'm Allison Briggs, and I'd like to introduce you to the creators of the show, industry leaders and all-around nice guys, Frank Smirelli and Brad Cusworth. With a combined industry experience of over 40 years, having owned and operated personal training studios, health clubs, and managed well over 60 staff members, you're sure to get lots of valuable information from this week's show. So without further ado, let's jump straight in.
Thanks, Alison, and welcome everyone to episode number 4. Over the past month, we've received a lot of comments and it's pretty amazing feedback as well about the new show. So yeah, we really appreciate the feedback and the comments, so keep them coming. Just a reminder that the show is now available on iTunes, also SoundCloud. We've been uploading them to YouTube as well. And you can also listen to the show directly from our website at www.marketingforgyms.com/podcasts. Now, if you prefer to read instead of listening, we also have a full transcription of the podcast available on our website. So just go to marketingforgyms.com and then under the blogs tab, you'll see the podcast there. So in this week's show, we'll be discussing Instagram, a powerful platform that is currently exploding with growth with more than 700 million active users, which is just massive. Frank will be discussing a powerful app called TED Talks and how you can use it to increase your knowledge and grow your business. We'll be answering 2 questions from our listeners, as always, including what you should be posting on your Facebook pages and also some video marketing tips to really add value and increase your following on social media. Finally, Frank will be launching into yet another weekly rant about putting in and working harder and smarter in your fitness business. So let's get straight into this week's episode. And Frank, how's things, mate?
That's a long introduction, Brad. Really good, mate. Yeah, it's been... listeners, Brad and I have just had such a massive week, starting to do some stuff in the UK and a lot more technology-based stuff for the fitness industry in the US. So yeah, feeling really excited about the show, guys. Lots to get through. Brad, what's caught your eye in the game of fitness this week?
Yeah, so as I mentioned in that intro, this week I'm going to talk a little bit about Instagram. So
yeah, awesome.
Over the past few years, Instagram has absolutely exploded with growth, and probably ever since Facebook purchased it for $1 billion just recently. So yeah, it's going nuts. I think it's now becoming one of the most popular social media platforms. I know my wife Sarah's pretty much ditched Facebook lately and is now spending all her time on Instagram. So yeah, as I said, there's more than 700 million active users at the moment. More than 40 billion photos have now been uploaded to the platform, and I honestly think it's only going to get bigger over the next few years, and it's definitely something worth putting a little bit more attention on now. Probably, even 6 to 12 months ago, we thought, Instagram's okay, but we were really directing all of our focus and attention on Facebook, whereas now I feel like it's at the stage now where you really need to start paying it a bit of attention and getting onto that platform. So yeah, I'll just give a quick overview of what Instagram's about and some little strategies that can get you up and running. So
awesome.
Yeah, Instagram is awesome for sharing images and really short videos about your gym or your PT business. Now with Instagram, we recommend posting more frequently than your Facebook page. It's just the way the platform operates. You need to post a little bit more frequently. So you should aim for an absolute minimum of 5 posts per week. Now, Instagram stories are the latest trend where the story actually shows up on your profile for 24 hours and then it's removed. So that's another cool little feature that I know Sarah's right into the Instagram stories at the moment. Now, I know with her business, SJ Mind Body Training, she gets more views on her Instagram stories than on her standard posts. So another great strategy to start using there and experimenting with. You can also have some fun with the platform as well with things like boomerang videos. And I'm sure, a lot of you would have seen these boomerang videos where basically it's a really short video clip that plays on repeat and it looks pretty cool. It's a bit of fun. I think Instagram is really all about fun, connection. It's probably, would you agree, Frank, it's a little bit more lighthearted than Facebook and, it's more of a fun platform to share and, connect.
No doubt. And look, as you well know, like listeners, we didn't really teach much Instagram-based strategies, definitely none 3 years ago, and it's only really been, look, certainly in the Australian market, I think Instagram's changed a hell of a lot over the last 12 to 18 months. I can honestly say in this market, a little bit different in the US, in this market. I don't think Instagram was really, really big 3 years ago, but it's certainly changing. And just some of the stuff that we're teaching with Gym Pages being in the bio link where people can opt in. I think most Instagram accounts now can be optimized to maximize traction, and it is a lot more fun. To answer your question, Brad, I think there's so much selling on Facebook. And look, I even know friends. I know you said that Sarah's kind of not on Facebook anywhere near as much as she used to be. I have a lot of friends that have actually paused their account or actually shut down their account simply because there's just too much selling. Yeah. So I think there's no doubt Instagram is a lot more fun, and there's no doubt it's the second biggest social platform in the world at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. So with Instagram, it's got lots of little cool features and little plugins and things that you can do that probably Facebook doesn't have. So, the ability to filter your photos, you can add special effects, you can add text over the images, you can create little image collages with multiple images that are sort of merged together. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, the key with Instagram is really to post engaging, interesting, fun content, and remember to show a bit of personality. Instagram is all about that fun and connection that we mentioned. So you can post images and videos on recipes, exercise technique, might be home workouts, motivational tips, training advice, show your members being really engaged and having fun. And it's also a great platform to share success stories and also before and after images as well, because this will really generate a lot of likes and shares and a lot of interest as well on Instagram. Also, remember to use hashtags with some keywords to increase your traffic and exposure, and also tag members in success stories so you generate exposure with their friend networks, and that will really generate more exposure, and often they're in your local sort of area and target market as well. One thing you can do as well with Instagram, you can integrate it with your Facebook page, and you can now do targeted ads via the Facebook platform. I'm sure many people are not aware of that, but Facebook, now that they've purchased Instagram, they own it outright, you can actually do ads exactly the same as you would on Facebook, but it will show up on the Instagram feed as well. And I think that is only going to get bigger over the next coming years as well. Just a final point on Instagram, I think it's also a great way to really connect with your local community and form strategic partnerships. And I mentioned about strategic partnerships in our previous podcast if you missed it. But, I'll give you an example. If you go out for breakfast at your favorite local cafe, what you could do is take a photo of your breakfast. Breakfast is a really in thing these days. And, take a photo of it, tag the cafe in the post as well. Now this is a live example of what we did with Sarah's business, and basically what happened as a result of that is they commented back and they ended up promoting Sarah's business down the track. So it's a great way to start connecting and build relationships and really get some more exposure. Now, if you are a personal trainer, I highly recommend following two people in the industry who are absolutely smashing it with Instagram. Kayla Itzines is one to follow. She's a PT from Adelaide in Australia, and the other one is Zach Smith, who lives in Sydney in Australia as well. So two very successful personal trainers. They've built a huge business, and you can definitely learn a lot from them about the way they go about Instagram. And I think both of them really go over and above to add value and connect with their followers and reply to comments and that sort of thing. So yeah, that sums up a bit of an overview of Instagram.
Well said, Brad. I'll just add one more thing, listeners.
Sure.
The key thing about any social platform, and you guys must really take this on board, is that people follow people. Yep, there's no use posting about stuff and not having you a part of those posts. Like I don't know. Let's say a hamper company is posting beautiful stuff about their hampers. That's all good and proper, but who is behind the hamper company? Yep. Who is behind the people that are putting these beautiful things together? So people follow people on social media. So just always remember that.
Yep, totally agree, mate.
Cool.
So up next we have Frank's book review. So Frank, what have you been reading since our last marketing show?
Yeah, today's a bit different, Brad. So I read a book not so long ago. The book was called TED Talks by Chris Anderson. Cool. But what I want to quickly just mention today is that the book was fantastic, and I do highly recommend going to see the book. But from that book, I was able to download the TED Talks app. So this is on iTunes, on Androids, or if you've got an iPhone, you can literally download the TED Talks app. And I downloaded it last week, and I just thought, I could not believe how good it is. Look, I love watching presenters present. It's one of my key things, and I just couldn't believe how great the content was. So just really quickly, TED is a media organization which posts talks online for free distribution under the ideas, or the slogan ideas worth spreading. TED was founded in February '84 as a conference. which has now been held annually, I think, since 1990 or 91. Some of the greatest, literally, Brad, some of the greatest presenters in the world have presented on the TED Talks. Anthony Robbins, great presenter. He was one of the first or original presenters on the TED Talk, kind of speaking to us. Simon Sinek, who wrote the best-selling book Start With Why, fantastic book. Amy Cutter is an expert in motivational or non-behavioral kind of sort of body language type of presenting, or that's her niche. Again, a fantastic speaker. She's on the TED Talks app. Again, guys, you can get it from the App Store or iTunes. Really, really worth having a look at if you kind of need a little bit of daily motivation or weekly motivation, or you're feeling a little bit down about your business, whether that's a gym or a PT, team training sort of studio. There's a little function at the bottom right, I think it was, listeners, where you can actually literally put in a topic of interest. You can type in motivation or business or selling or Facebook or social media more so, and then a bunch of presenters that are presenting about that particular topic comes up. So I'm not sure, listeners, if you guys have seen the TED Talks on YouTube, but I remember years ago I was obsessed with TED Talks on YouTube, and now I've got it on my phone. Now, if you're kind of more of a read person, I highly recommend the book. The book I really, really enjoyed it. Banged it out in 2 days. And then that led me to download the TED Talks app by Chris Anderson. So bit of daily motivation or weekly inspiration. Download the app, read the book, and definitely worth spending a bit of time in watching some of the presenters from the TED Talks conferences.
Yeah, awesome, mate. I've watched a lot of TED Talks over the years on
really
YouTube.
Cool.
I actually didn't know there was the app until you mentioned this. So that's awesome. You can get it on your phone now. But yeah, so much valuable content, information on a whole range of topics. Hey, whether it's personal development, business, mindset, whatever it is.
And it's inspiring. Like some of the TED Talks that I saw, and I've been watching them late at night in bed. Yeah. Some of the TED Talks that I like, really, really inspiring. Like people that have had extreme hardships in their life and that come out the other side. I don't sleep at the best of times, so probably watching TED Talks, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night is probably not ideal for my sleeping patterns, but yeah, just highly inspirational. If you want to just jump on YouTube, you can see a few there, but you can actually download the app now and watch as many as you like. As I said, really perfect for some daily inspiration.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Before we move on to our Q&A section, Alison has a quick message from our podcast sponsors.
I'd like to say a quick thank you to one of our major sponsors, Gym Pages. You can visit their website at www.gympages.net for more information on how to easily create customized landing pages and websites for your fitness business. Now back to the Fitness Business Marketing Show.
Thanks, Alison. So, Frank, what else do you have for our listeners this week, mate?
So, as our listeners know, Brad, every episode we basically answer 2 questions from fitness professionals or club operators from around the world. If you guys want to ask a question, simply go to our website, www.marketingforgyms.com. Click onto the podcast tab in the top menu. Scroll down and click onto the banner that actually says Ask a Question. You can't miss it. It's where all our podcasts are listed every week. This will come up with a pop-up. You ask your question, submit. We literally, Brad and I, our development team don't even get it. We literally get that question, put in our list, and every week we'll try to get as close to answering as many questions as possible. Brad, a question that we often get, I would get this, I'm not going to say every single day, but I'd probably get this 3 or 4 times a week. Frank, what should I be actually posting on the Facebook page to kind of maximize my newsfeed? So, what should I be posting? Yep. It's a question that, I think it's a question that we've been getting for years and we'll probably continue getting for years. So I just want to kind of define a couple of things first. So an organic post is often referred to as a jab post. So Gary Vaynerchuk, who wrote that amazing book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, spoke about a jab post. So in the context of fitness, a jab or an organic post would be a post about your members, your member results, your facility. That may include your class types, your staff. That may include PTs doing sessions with members, people doing team training classes, and also listeners, content around stuff like healthy eating, short video recipes are in at the moment, exercise demonstrations, functional exercise demonstrations, even some stuff on mindset. So the key with an organic post or an organic jab is that there is no direct selling. And I'll say that again. So a jab has no direct selling. It's an organic post about your business, about your members, your facility, etc. Now, a jab with soft selling, this is a jab that I just explained momentarily, but it also has that little soft sell at the end. So it's got kind of your fluffy lines, 2 or 3 lines of cool fluffy stuff, and then it might have, click onto the link to secure your 7-day pass, or private message Sam to register for your 14-day pass. So it just has that kind of a lot of little soft sell. Kayla Itzines that Brad mentioned at the start of the show. She's an Adelaide-based personal trainer. I think she has now, Brad, is it 14 or 15 million followers on social?
Yeah, something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, so she would have a soft sell. So she would have a soft sell with about 95% of her posts. So she would have the soft sell being her ebooks, which I purchased many years ago. And now she's kind of upselling her app with a 7-day trial. So I've never ever heard of anyone saying, hey, listen, Frank, Kayla Itzines does a lot of selling. So it's just that soft selling. Let's talk about a social right hook. So a social right hook is a pure sales-based post. No fluff. This is what we have this month, and this is how you get it. So a sales-based post is often referred to as a right hook. Now, I'm going to coin a different type of Facebook post or category, listeners. So this is my little one that I've coined. So it's called a subconscious selling post. A subconscious selling post. Now, this type of organic post could be a 45 or 60-second video that promotes your classes, for example, like Group X or team training. Good quality copy, about 3 or 4 lines, and then you boost that for maybe 2 or 3 days, and you spend about $8 to $10 a day. So you're not spending as much money as you would on your right hooks, on your pure sales-based post, but you are certainly spending some type of money. So 3 or 4 lines of text, boost for 2 or 3 days for about $8 to $10 a day. There is no direct selling. I'm just going to repeat that. There is no direct selling. You can sell in tomorrow's post, but this is how to better use Facebook, boosting high-quality organic posts or organic jabs. This is a form of subconscious selling. So in short, guys, you should be posting 90% of your news feed should be organic jabs with a mixture of organic jabs and jabs with soft selling, and also 10% direct sales. I think, Brad, there's a lot of gurus out there, and we've spoken to some of them that they kind of say 70-30 or 80-20. I think that's changed enormously. I think that it's much closer to 90-10, 90% organic posts and 10% right hooks and sales. So I love the idea of posting short 45 to second videos, really good quality content, boosting that. To me, that is called subconscious selling. That is still selling on a subconscious or a subliminal level, but it's not in your face selling. And I think that is a much, much better way to use that social platform that we call Facebook rather than hardcore selling. People are so sick and selling. This is why so many people are jumping off Facebook and going onto Insta. Instagram has 1/10, probably less of the selling that Facebook has. Yeah. So stop selling directly and start selling indirectly or subconsciously. And I think you're going to gain more traction, more followers, and ultimately grow your business in a better way by doing that.
Awesome. Well said. I totally agree with that. And I think the majority of PTs and club owners that are out there have got that completely backwards, right? I think they do 90% of their posts are direct sales, and then probably less than 10% are organic or value-based posts.
Yeah, absolutely. But some of the Facebook pages that we jump on week to week this is what I see, listeners. I either see zero selling, but almost, they're posting once or twice a week. So it's almost an inactive type of newsfeed. Yep. Or the newsfeed has got tons and tons of selling, direct selling, indirect selling, or more so hard selling and soft selling. And my attitude is it's really now soft selling and no selling. That's the way you should be handling your newsfeed. People are sick and tired of being sold. If I see one more guru promoting a webinar, I swear I'll spew. Oh, no. So it's about organic posts. And people still don't get it. That Facebook, here's a stat, listeners. So as of June 1st last year, Facebook has more video uploads than YouTube. Now, YouTube is a video platform. So understand where Facebook wants to go with, understand what the head honchos, Mark Zuckerberg, wants to go with Facebook. They want it to be more of a video platform. I often say, and Andrea Vale said this, who's one of the top Facebook consultants in the US. She said that a fitness news feed should basically be 70% videos minimum. And that'll change. If you remember, Brad, when we had that consult with her, she said that in 2 years, it should be 90%. So listeners, understand what Facebook wants to be. It wants to be a video platform in part. So I would be posting, if you're posting 4 times a week on your news feed, you should be posting 3 out of 4 videos. If you're posting 5 times, it should be 3 out of 5, 3 out of 4. If you're posting 6 or 7, it should be 5 to 6. Most of your posts, 70 to 75% of your posts should be video content, 45 to 60 seconds.
Yep.
That almost sounded like my weekly rant, Brad, didn't it?
No, it's awesome. Totally agree. And it actually leads in really well to the next question that I'm going to cover as well.
Go for it, mate. What's the question? Go for it.
Cool. Yeah, so next we have a question from Susie, who owns a PT studio in Hawthorn, which is a suburb near Melbourne, Victoria. Yeah, Australia. So Susie says, I'm starting to do a few videos on Facebook Instagram and YouTube. Do you have any tips regarding video marketing and the type of content I should be sharing? So yeah, it follows on well from what we were just talking about. So yeah, great question, Susie, and it's awesome to hear that you're starting to use videos. As you know, as Frank just said, this is the way the industry is going, and I think you should be putting a lot of attention on it. And to be honest, I think video marketing is one of the most underutilized strategies for personal trainers, and potentially one of the most powerful when it's done the right way as well. Videos really give you the opportunity to brand yourself as a leader and really educate people, and can also be a great strategy to drive more traffic back to your website and your landing pages as well. Now, I think my opinion is many personal trainers and even club owners seem to be a bit hesitant, a bit scared to really put themselves out there. It might be fear of being judged or criticised, or whatever the reason might be. There's
especially
like this,
PTs.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like this trepidation
resistance.
Resistance about putting themselves out there. What are people going to think of me? But and they really avoid videos at all costs and won't step out of their comfort zones. But to be successful in this business, you must overcome any fears or limitations and really make a decision to do whatever it takes. So, Susie, it's great to hear that you're starting to get into a few videos. You may be feeling a bit of that anxiety or trepidation, whatever it might be, but my encouragement and advice is to just go for it. And I've got a few little tips, with to help with your videos and how to get out there, and how to sort of ties into what Frank was just talking about really adding value and, with those organic posts and can lead into soft selling as well. So yeah, when you record your videos, the first few videos, you'll likely be a little bit nervous, make some bloopers, but my advice is just learn to laugh at yourself and have fun with the process. People out there don't expect perfection. They just want to see someone who's real and not afraid to be themselves. So if you make a few bloopers, a few mistakes, leave them in there. People will, it enables people to relax a little bit and see the lighthearted side as well. So with your videos, as I said, make sure you keep them fun, lighthearted, full of energy. Remember to smile as you do your videos. As a personal trainer, your role is really to educate, motivate, and inspire others to make a positive change in their lives, right? So you need to come across as someone who's friendly, approachable, encouraging, and someone who can help them to ultimately achieve their goals, health and fitness goals at the end of the day. First impression is absolutely everything. So really make an effort to really connect with your listeners and your followers when recording your video. Now, one of my real bugbears with videos, when people record them, they often hold their phones vertically rather than horizontally. And what this does, I've spoken to you about this, Frank, unlimited times. But what it does is when you upload it to the platform, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, it will put these two big black strips either side of your video, and it reduces the viewing space of your video.
And it looks so unprofessional. It just really sucks of amateurish. It's one of my pet peeves, and even some of my clients, sometimes they accidentally do it, but they still get an email from me. It just absolutely irks me, because it just reeks of unprofessionalism, and we're trying to make the industry as professional as possible. And I know it might sound minor to some people, but I can guarantee if you jump on someone's newsfeed and they've been holding the last 10 videos vertically, the newsfeed looks crap.
Exactly, and it's something so simple, but it makes a big difference when it comes to impression. And you'll hear us say over and over again, marketing is all about creating that great impression with everything you do, consistency across the board. Frank talked about last week, is timeline images that aren't mobile friendly. It's just another example. Or DIY websites, DIY graphic design. We've covered all of this in the last 4 episodes. So if you're going to do something, do it properly, and as we keep saying, no half-baked potatoes. Now, a couple more points with videos. Make sure you keep the videos short and sharp. Short videos are definitely more powerful than longer ones. So ideally, it needs to be less than a minute. An absolute maximum of 90 seconds with your videos, what we recommend. Now, just finally to wrap it up, I'm just going to give you some video ideas. We've actually got a cheat sheet called 21 video recording ideas for social media. And this, for those that want to get a list of this, don't madly write them all down. This will be in the show notes. As we mentioned, we're transcribing every podcast now, and this will be on the blog tab of our website. So 21 quick ideas. So number 1, workout of the week, exercise of the day. You can do a supermarket tour to educate people about what to eat and what not to eat. Testimonial videos sharing client success stories, healthy snacks, pre and post workout nutrition, breakfast, lunch, dinner ideas, foods to avoid if you want to lose body fat, best foods to eat to gain muscle size, cooking healthy meals in your kitchen, the best exercise for chest, back, legs, abs, shoulders, arms, best food options when eating out, what do the numbers on ingredient labels mean and which ones to avoid, how much water to drink every day, interval training for fat loss, the best exercise for muscle gain, best exercise for fat loss, how to detox your body, best supplements for size, fat loss, energy, best superfoods, and what food additives to avoid. So there's just 21 quick ideas. But
awesome.
Yeah, all of them are just around adding value. You know, it ties in beautifully with what Frank mentioned about organic posts, where you're really adding value, you're educating people. Over time, when you keep educating people, showing your expertise and branding yourself as a leader in the industry, the back end of that, you're going to generate more leads, more prospects, and ultimately close more clients and members. So this is a great way to add value. You know, spend a little bit of money on your boost to get it out to more people, and then over time you'll build that rapport and that relationship, and then ultimately increase your members and your clients.
Fantastic, bro. That's really, really well said. Clearly, listeners, you could probably tell that Brad and I actually don't sleep much. We sleep and feed on fitness-related stuff, fitness business-related stuff. So I want to say this, Brad, just to add to everything that you've said, and that was just a brilliant segment, that listeners, mark our words, and we promise you this, because we've done the research, that within the next 4 to 5 years, there's only going to be really one form of marketing, and that form of marketing will be video marketing. Video marketing, yes, can be integrated in pretty much every channel, but it's not really. So, for example, when personal trainers or club operators and owners are doing, let's say, an email blast, they might be doing a $0 joining, or join this month and get your first 30 days free, something like that, some type of promotion, which is not important right now for this discussion. But let's say they're doing a promotion. Typically, they would send out an email that might have anything from kind of 80 to 110, 120 words. They'll send an SMS that might have 160, 220. So it's a written form of communication through those two media channels, being email and SMS. In the future, those emails will be videos. In the future, those SMSs will be videos. And they'll be videos of the club operator sitting there behind the desk going, okay, so this is our promotion this month. If you come in over the next 24 hours, we've got a $0 joining the rest of the month for free, for example. So at the end of the day, if the listeners are in the industry, if they're in it for long term, if they're in the fitness industry for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, start to get it through your minds, guys, that at the end of the day, video marketing is going to be all that is left, because it is the most powerful form of engaging and connecting with people. People follow people. So I'm now even starting to teach that myself, that if you can, let's send out email blasts, but let's send out email blasts with videos. So instead of actually writing the content of that particular promotion for the month, let's explain it in a video. And I think that is so much more powerful than a written text email explaining what the offer is, where there's no real connection. Who are these people that are promoting to us? So video marketing, and Andrew Vale said this as well, video marketing is going to be the only form of marketing within the next 4, 5, and 6 years.
Yeah, I think it's at the stage now where it's no longer optional. I think it's an absolute must, right?
Yeah. It's like a club being 24 hours, Brad. Like, if you're not 24 hours, people are like, so what you guys haven't? Yeah, you haven't got 24-hour access. I agree. I think video is exactly the same.
Yeah, totally agreed. Cool. So this brings us to the last segment of the Fitness Business Marketing Show.
Again, thank you, Alison. I say this every week, but I love that. So my weekly rant this week, listeners, is putting in and working harder and smarter. Putting into your fitness business and working harder and smarter. This is a big call. And I'm sure that many listeners in this week's Fitness Marketing Show won't like this comment or this rant, but here goes anyway. 70% of club owners are not up to operating or owning a successful club in 2017. And yes, I'm going to repeat it again. I believe, through dealing with dozens and dozens of club owners, probably hundreds every single month, 70% of club owners or operators are not quite up to running a successful business in 2017. And it gets worse, listeners. I really mean this. I think 50% of managers are actually not even up to it. I think there's a lot of managers out there probably managing health clubs because they don't really know what else to do in their life. But it's very, very different. The market is very different than what it was 2 years ago. Heck, it's different from what it was 12 months ago. I think you need to be a lot more proactive instead of reactive. I think you need to do a lot of... I've been harking on about this for all week, listeners, that club owners and personal trainers need to understand and execute and implement and action more digital marketing strategies than ever before. We live in a digital world. We have for 10 years. So the people that are still doing old school marketing tactics, I mean, some people that reach out to me, Brad, don't even have an Instagram account. We're talking about health clubs in Australia that don't even have an Instagram account. So you jump on their Facebook page and they're posting a couple of times a week. People need to start to step up if they want to actually run and operate a more successful business in 2017. Now, I know that comment's probably going to piss a few people off, but we'll always speak our truth here and on this show. And we'll also always call it how it is. The landscape it's not only changing, guys, it's actually changed. Like I mentioned before, the fitness industry globally is so different than what it was 2 years ago. Current brands are growing more and more. It also feels like new brands are coming in to the global market here in Australia. 12 rounds, 9 rounds, Core 9. I think Orange Theory is about to explode here. There are so many independent clubs and smaller studios that are also opening up everywhere. So many people that now operate businesses in the fitness industry need to reload and go harder, need to push their point of difference, need to get better at digital marketing, work harder on sales. The global conversion rate, listen to this, listeners, the global conversion rate from prospect to paying member has almost dropped by 12%, 11.6 in the last 3 years. The global conversion rate from prospect to member has dropped enormously over the last 36 months. Be better at marketing your club. There are so many old school owners out there that still don't use social media as a marketing tool. Seriously, it's 2017. You've got to start putting your digital marketing hat on. Attrition will be the number one challenge. No, wait. Attrition is the number one problem in our fitness industry globally. You don't have to be at rocket science to figure that out either. I read many years ago that retention issues in the fitness industry often receive front page headlines but routinely get pushed to back page status. I love that. Focus on this area of your business. Optimize your onboarding or induction process. And no, guys, showing people how to use equipment is not the end of the induction process. Don't get me started on this. My weekly rant will last for the next 7 days. Optimize your marketing experience, optimize your member programming, track visit frequency, and doing something about it as well. If a person hasn't used your club in, let's say, 21, 23, 24 days, do something about it. Don't wait until they get to 6 months before you actually ring them and go, hey, Jane, you haven't been in for 6 months. Make sure that you are all over your induction process. Again, this is one of my passions in the fitness industry. Retention. Listeners, with more local competition comes more challenges. So you can be more successful in a competitive market. You can make more money in a competitive market. You can increase your clientele or membership base in a competitive market. And yes, you can build the net worth of your club in a competitive market. You just have to be smarter and work harder. Brad, that's my weekly rant.
Oh, mate, you continue to raise the bar high every week. I love it.
Thank you.
So just a quick reminder, listeners, every episode we'll be answering 2 questions. If you have a question that you would like answered, simply go to www.marketing4gyms.com. Click on the podcast tab in the top menu bar, scroll down and click on the banner that says Ask a Question. This will open a pop-up from where you can submit your next question. So, Frank, that concludes another episide of the Fitness Business Marketing Show. So,
really enjoyed that. Enjoyed that.
Have you got more painting on this weekend, mate, or are you finished?
No, I've got. I think I've got probably 2 more weekends. I'm about to shoot to the house in the next hour or so just to do some touch-ups. I've got some people. I had all my doors Emperor sprayed last week, so I think we've got 2 more weekends left, Brad,
almost
and then.
there.
Yeah, almost there. Getting close, and then we'll kind of attack the back of the house, the courtyard, and all that sort of stuff. But we're getting there. But yes, got the overalls on this weekend and back into painting.
Awesome, mate. Good stuff. So, listeners, as always, until the next Fitness Business Marketing Podcast, knowledge without consistent action means very little. But when you take massive action, you are sure to generate positive results in your fitness business. Please like, comment, share, and leave a review for us on iTunes or SoundCloud to help us spread the word. Our goal is to become the world's largest podcast on the topic of fitness, business, and marketing. We really need your help to achieve this. Now, to wrap things up, Alison has a quick message from our podcast sponsors. So have a great week, and bye for now.
I just want to quickly thank our major broadcast sponsor for making this fitness business marketing show possible. Marketing for Gyms and Personal Trainers has created the world's #1 lead generation software for fitness professionals and club operators. The More Members competition software has generated well over 90,000 local leads for our clients, and it can easily be integrated and working on your Facebook page within days. Visit www.moremembers.net to check out all the features and benefits of this game-changing software system. If you want more local leads and new members coming into your business, then you will want to be using the More Members competition software as your main lead generation system.